Hey everyone, welcome along to this video. I wanted to share a video around hair extensions. I've had a few people reach out and just ask about and query around whether or not I did hair extensions for my clients, and they've asked some questions, so I thought I would share this in a video form for those of you out there that are considering hair extensions, which way to go, what's better. I just thought I'd share my 5 cents with you, and hopefully it helps you to make up your mind. If you are new to this video, my name is Talitha. I'm founder of Life Force Locks and Talitha Jane. I am a natural loctician using the comb and hook method to create and maintain dreadlocks. And I'm also a self-development coach. I help people basically shift their state so they can get into a place in their life where they actualize the dreams and the desires that they really want. So, today, dreadlocks extensions. Some of you may know or may not know that when I first got my dreadlocks, I actually added extensions to them. And over time, my hair's grown longer, so I've cut my dreads and my extensions. They were really, really long, so now they're only about, I think the join on this particular one is that long. So that's how long the dread extension is there. Some of them are a little bit longer because it really depended on how long my hair was at the time. So basically all the tips of my dreads are extensions. So this one here, it's about that long. They were probably about that long. I chose to use synthetic dreadlock extensions on my hair. So the join of this one is just underneath my fingertips. So that's about the length of my extensions at this present point in time. I chose to extend my hair longer so that I could manage it a bit better. Some people might choose not to do that and just wait it out, and that's totally fine as well. Today I want to share with you some thoughts on whether or not you should go for human extensions or synthetic extensions, some considerations to think about before you move into it. So, like I said before, mine are synthetic extensions. I went the synthetic road because it's cheaper than getting human hair extensions. You'll notice online that the human hair extensions vary in price, same with synthetic hair. Typically they're in the hundreds of dollars to get human hair extensions. So the cost is cheaper to go the synthetic way. However, if you want to go down more of a natural road, then human extensions is obviously an option. You'll just be paying a lot more for it. The other aspect of consideration here is making sure, if this is something important to you, is understanding where the human hair has come from. There are a lot of cases in the world where people sell their hair for minimal amounts because they're in poverty, they need the money, and then that hair is shipped off to Western countries and extorted, basically sold for a lot more. And those people are getting little for their hair. So I would recommend that if you went down the human hair extensions, to try and find an ethical hair provider where they actually pay the people that are offering their hair, their beautiful hair, a very reasonable amount for their hair. Synthetic extensions, obviously one of the downsides of synthetic is that it is synthetic material. So there is a cost to that as well, in the sense of how it's produced and how it sits on the head. So cost, that's one thing to consider. The ethical nature of human hair versus synthetic hair, that's something to consider. The next thing that I would share with you is the energetic exchange. That's something that I considered when I first got into getting my dreadlocks, is whether or not I wanted to have somebody else's hair on my head. Someone that I didn't know, someone where I didn't know where the hair had come from. Our hair holds a lot of memory. Our hair holds a lot of energy. And so for me personally, I didn't really want to wear somebody else's hair because of that reason. That could be something to consider for yourself as well. The next consideration I would suggest is how it looks on the head. Okay, so the extension, if you go for the synthetic extensions, you'll be able to notice in some of my photos that my natural hair is a bit softer in the way that it sits, and the synthetic extension is a lot stiffer. And that's something to consider if you want that look or not, to have stiffer looking hair. then go for it. If not, then maybe consider the human aspect of it. But yeah, the ends of mine are actually still quite firm, quite stiff, and that's just the nature of the synthetics. Obviously, if you go for the human hair, it's going to be a lot softer and it's going to match the human nature of your own hair, right? The other thing that I wanted to bring up is sometimes people experience lint, especially with synthetic hair. I have been okay. What I have noticed is when I first got my synthetic extensions, I had wispy ends and I didn't get lint at all with the wispy ends. When I chopped them though and made them more like this blunted tip, I've noticed that sometimes, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but you can see some lint build up at the tip of the hair. So I just have to brush that out or pick it out whenever I feel inclined to do so. But that would be one thing to consider is the lint aspect of the synthetic dreadlocks. The other aspect of having synthetic dreads is that when you wash your hair, the water runs off of the synthetics, okay? So it drips off of the synthetics, it doesn't necessarily sink into them. Sometimes they have a slightly like plasticky smell after you've washed them compared to your own hair. I'm smelling my hair. But that's another consideration to think about and and to consider. So those are the main points. I would suggest to you to go and do some research and to check out all of the information that you can find around human versus synthetics before you go ahead and get them done. Obviously, getting dreadlocks is a big decision anyway, so making sure that you're going down the most aligned path for you is really important. If you have any questions relating to synthetic dreads or human dread extensions or any other questions related to dreadlock creation and maintenance, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Hope this video has been helpful. Do go ahead and subscribe to the channel here for more videos like this, and like my pages on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, ka kite.